Okay, so I'm going to show a little bit about how to bone carve. It's basically the same as what I do with the wood, but I'm going to be using a piece of antler that I got from New Zealand. So yeah, so first step is you just pick your design, and again I very crudely draw it onto whatever I'm going to be carving into, because it's really just a guide. You don't cut on the line, you cut away from it, so that you never take off more than you need to. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on the bandsaw and I'm going to cut just outside that line there. Okay, so basically that's what it looked like. Now this is another piece that I can do really anything with. It's still pretty thick because this part of the antler it's a shed antler, so these are deer that are farmed. They cut their antlers off for velvet, they send it over to China. The rest of it falls off the deer's head every year, so it really wasn't hurt getting this. So this is what was picked up off the ground. Yeah, so I can carve something else out of that because it's nice and solid. What we're going to be using is just like in the wood carving, we're going to be using rasps. So we can use these typhoon bits, but it's just not made for the density of what we're going to be doing. So purely the rasps. Okay, so I'll get safetied up. Again, this is where it's really important with antler and bone. You have to have filters on your face, extractors, yeah, stuff to protect your eyes. So I'll get kitted up and then we'll get started.
Okay, now when you're going to be doing this, have a look at what your hands are doing. You want to be very careful that you're not using just one hand, using both of them. If you notice how I hold my hands go together, and it's always me using my thumb as an anchor point and me pulling in this way. That's how I keep it steady. Okay, I'm really going to make some dust. I'm going to go over to my sander, try to extract as much as I can using this extractor. I'm going to get on the sander and really pull this down. All right. So, we brought that down and you just see, this is just so solid. This is going to be great. I'm going to go in and make some really delicate and intricate kind of markings on the side, just to make this look pretty spectacular. I'll keep going in and working in there. When I say spectacular, I mean spectacular for me. So, I'm not that full of myself. So I've drilled these little holes. You see it's kind of like it's concave, a little hole in the center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small little incision and actually split those open. Okay, so this next tool, this is a Fordham angle grinder, mini little grinder. This has got 120 grit sandpaper on it, so I'm going to use that to do some finishing little touches on this.
So there you go. All you gotta do is put a thread into it, and you got yourself a antler necklace.